Is it not written in your law that ye are gods? You understand what I'm saying? So it just depends on what level you on based on, whether you're human or whether you're immortal.
At ease, I am soul. Becoming the definite man, right? Becoming the definite man. You know, brothers, I don't think we can talk about this topic, enough. If we talk about this topic at least once a week, it's still not enough. Because becoming a definite man is should be our foundation for the way we move, man. For the way we move, And I can't talk about being a man of definite purpose without referring to Brother Napoleon Hill's work in Outwitting the Devil, right? And I was just reading this morning, and if you get to the chapter which is called Definite of Purpose, when the entity that Napoleon was talking to was giving him the 7 principles to attain spiritual, mental, and physical freedom, right? He was going down through there, and the first one was definite purpose. So Napoleon said, well, this definite purpose you keep speaking of, like tell me about it, right? And the entity said this. He says, I may as well tell you that any human being who can be definite in his aims and plans can make life hand over whatever is wanted. I'm going to read that again, brothers. I'm going to read that again because I don't believe y'all feel the weight of that statement. I may as well tell you that any human being who can be definite in his aims and plans can make life hand over whatever is wanted. Now, brother, I know there are several of you right now that are sitting on your couch. You're sitting on your couch right now, man. The television is off. There's no music playing. You're sitting in silence because you're wondering, you're asking yourself, why is my life at a point where I'm unhappy? You know what I'm saying? I see people, making major moves in life. I see people, seeing different places on the globe. I see people, quote unquote, winning. I see people getting certain jobs. I see people doing all these things. I see people, reaching all their goals. But why am I just sitting here in misery? Why am I sitting here in misery? A lot of you brothers, man, have done what you need to do, man. You've gone to school and got your degrees. You've put yourself in good position. And now you're looking for, a woman to be a companion in your life. And you're saying, bro, like it ain't nothing but thoughts in these streets, man. I see these brothers over here getting solid women, man. But why am I, only dealing with the bottom feeders? Your money is funny. You saying, bro, I pay my 10% to my church. I do all this stuff. I give to the needy. I'm trying to put a little something to the side. But every single time I get a couple of $100 in the bank, 1,000 in the bank, something happens, man, and I'm back at ground zero. And I'm telling you, a lot of you brothers right now are sitting on the couch in contemplation, wondering if life is even worth it. Trust me, I know I've been there, brothers. And I'm going to read this again. It says, I may as well tell you that any human being who can be definite in his aims and plans can make life hand over whatever is wanted. Then it says this. It says the opposition knows that definiteness of purpose closes the door of one's mind so tightly against me that I cannot break through unless I induce one to form the habit of drifting. It's pretty much saying that once a man becomes definite in his purpose, he's pretty much bulletproof, brothers. He's pretty much bulletproof. And it said this applies to every man. Every man. So the thing we have to identify, guys, we have to identify what definite purpose is. And if you're in the book with me, Outwitting the Devil, it's on page 93, right? And it says this. It says the first sign of this type, brother, it says he is always engaged in doing something definite through some well-organized plan, which is definite. He has a major goal in life towards which he is always working, and many minor goals, all of which lead toward his central scheme. Brother, we can start right there. We can start right there. How many brothers have major goals in their life that they're always working toward, right? And just for a second, I'm not talking about, this is not the conversation about leaving your job and starting your own business. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about just a man having a definite purpose about something. about something, because it's easy for us to get up every single day, man, go and clock in and give our heart, our energy and soul toward an employer, clock out. And then we just leave and say, you know what? Okay, well, life is over. Like, I can cut my creative thinking off. I can cut my drive to desire something off. Like I'm done for the day. I'm in chill mode. It's like, what plan do you have in life? Most men have no plans outside of what they do between 9 and 5, brother. And that's one of the major problems. And it's not, we don't have to all be the Elon Musk of the world trying to put people on Mars or moon or whatever he has going on, right? But a man has to have a purpose. I don't care if the purpose is, you know what? I'm trying to get my backyard landscapes. I want some trees. I want a nice place to sit. I want shade trees. I want some fruit. That's purpose. Where every day a man wakes up, he can say, you know what? This is my purpose. I need to be researching my trees. I need to be, moving in this direction. You know what I'm saying? Again, it's not about putting a man on the moon. It's about a man having purpose. It's about a man having purpose. And I'm telling you, man, most brothers don't have purpose, man. A lot of brothers are getting purpose mixed up with, okay, yeah. I got my degree and now I have a good job and now like I'm living my purpose. No, not necessarily. Are you doing what you love? Or are you doing what consumes your mind? Because the majority of people that go to their job, very few people go to their job saying, you know what, this is what I want to do. This is me giving back. Most men have no purpose. And I'm telling you, a lot of times your purpose will be found outside of your place of employment. And it's simply tapping into what you love, tapping into who you are. You know what I'm saying? Man has a major goal. It says he has a major goal in life towards which he is always working. And many minor goals always lead toward his central scheme. That means that every single thing that you're doing, brothers, needs to go toward that goal, man. Right? Then it says this. How can you know the man of definite purpose, right? It says the tone of his voice, the quickness of his step, the sparkle in his eyes, the quickness of his decision clearly marks him as a person who knows exactly what he wants and is determined to get it, no matter how long it may take or what price he may pay. Brother, the tone in his voice, the quickness in his step. Brother, a lot of our decision-making skills, a lot of men just kind of move through this world kind of just like, I don't know. Yeah, whatever happens. Without being men of decision-making. This is where I'm going. This is what I'm doing. I was just talking the other day about people who drive, 2 miles an hour. And in my mind, I'm thinking, like, how can you not have anywhere to go? Like anytime I'm in a grocery store, anytime I'm driving a vehicle, it's like there's purpose behind it. It's like I have to complete this task plus other tasks I have to do today to get to my purpose. And when people are just moving, just kind of just like, y'all see the brothers. Y'all see them. They're not men of definite purpose, man. What does it say? I like this one. It says, it's a long list of things, brother. I'm not going to talk about all of them, but this is one I like. It says, he never blames others for his mistakes, no matter if they deserve the blame. He never blames others for his mistakes, no matter if they deserve the blame. Brother, this is huge. This is huge. And to be honest, this could be a whole nother video. This could be a whole series of videos, right? Because the first thing a definite man of purpose understands is if he doesn't take the blame for whatever's going on in this world, what he's doing is relinquishing his power to create a new world. You know what I'm saying? And I hear this all the time. We can go back and talk about blaming stuff on slavery and all this stuff. Yeah, like we have to be aware of things like slavery and the mental, the mental damage it done, or did. But we at some point we got to pull the plug from that. We got to take the energy away from that and plug it into ourselves and plug it into something else, man. That blame game, brothers. That blame game is lame. That blame game is for losers. I don't care if you're following politics. I don't care if you're following, certain religions. When you want to point the finger and say, you know what, this is why I'm in this situation, not because of my own doing, brother, you're simply relinquishing your power. You simply don't know who you are. You simply don't know what you're capable of, man. It's as simple as that, brothers. And the last one says this. It says the major distinguishing feature of a non-drifter is this. He has a mind of his own and uses it for all purposes. Brother, to be a man of definite purpose, you have to be a free thinker. You have to think outside the box. Because you got to understand this. All systems in place right now are simply meant to control. Yeah, religion is a beautiful thing. I talk about it all the time. Religion can be a beautiful thing. But at the end of the day, religion is putting you in a box. Politics can be a beautiful and fun thing, I guess, right? But at the end of the day, it's simply putting you in a faction. I'm telling you, man, it's not until you can step outside of those programs of thinking. It's not until that, man, before you can really call yourself a free thinker. And once you become a free thinker, what you've done is you've released the stronghold on on guiding you, man. So that's crucial, brothers. That's crucial. And if you read all of these, there's a number of things that identify the man of definite purpose. If you read all of these, what you really come up with, man, is just a man that has zero tolerance for anything outside of his purpose. I'm gonna say it again. A man that lives by, the mindset of by any means necessary. Again, a man that has zero tolerance for anything outside of his mission. And I'm telling you, brothers, this is huge. And this is where a lot of brothers miss the bus. So if you are a drifter, how do you become a man of definite purpose, right? How do you become a man of definite purpose? The first thing you have to do, brothers, is identify what your purpose is. The first thing is you have to identify what your purpose is. And what does that look like? I was reading the Daily Laws, not Napoleon, Robert Greene's The Daily Laws with my son the other day. And for like 2 or 3 days in a row, it talked about just tapping into, that thing that you loved in your youth. It talked about just kind of, sitting in the silence and going back to the days, when you were a young child. What things that you liked to do then? What were you just passionate about that you could tap into and just do it forever? For some people, it's singing and music. For some people, it's doing things outdoors. For some people, it's speaking to other people. For some people, it's digging into deeper levels of knowledge. You have to identify what that thing is that you love to do. But this is the thing, man. You have to understand that the world at all times is trying to strip you from that. The world spent so many years from you going through, kindergarten through 12th grade, through college, through whatever, making an attempt to really strip that from you. I mean, we have 1,000,001 different personality types, different passions. And then when you go through the higher learning, higher education of learning system, right? It narrows it down to, just a small number of things that you can partake in and give to the world, right? But you have to think outside of that. It's good to go and get these degrees and master that area. But when you're trying to become a man of definite purpose, it may be outside of that. You might have a degree in criminal justice, right? But you might have to go outside of that to become a man of definite purpose. You know what I'm saying? So tap into that thing that you love. Tap into that thing, even though it sounds cliche, tap into that thing that you would do for free. Tap into that thing that you would. Tap into that thing that you want to leave the world. I always say this, man. When brothers say, well, how do I find my purpose? People say, well, do what you would do for free. I always say, do the thing. In other words, when you leave this planet, when brothers are at your funeral, when they dropping your ashes or your body in the ground and your compadres are sitting there talking about you, what kind of conversations did you want them to be having about you? In other words, what things did you want them to be saying? You know what? This is what this brother left the world. Like this is what we took from this brother. Like this brother was always passionate about this thing, right? That's what you need to tap into, brothers. That's what your purpose is. So the first thing is identifying what your purpose is and stepping into it, right? The second thing is getting into a mindset where it's purpose over everything. In other words, you have to get in a mindset where you're mitigating any single thing that can take you off course from accomplishing those goals, brothers. And that is the hard part. That is the hard part. You got to think about this, brothers. us as men, right? You gotta think about this. Us as men, man, it's always about us being, about us being, servants of this world. I guess if that's how I'm trying to say it, right? In other words, when it comes to our wives, when it comes to our family members, our mothers, when it comes to our children, it's all about sacrifice as a man. Like we're as men, we're supposed to put all this stuff above us to protect and provide. Like that's what it means to be a man. That's what it means to be a man, to protect, to quarterback this whole situation, right? But when it comes to us identifying what it is we're passionate about, when it comes to us identifying what our purpose is, brothers, at that moment, we're supposed to become selfish. If any point in time in our lives we're supposed to be selfish, it's then. Brother, we have to mitigate every single thing that's going to take us off course, man. And I'm telling you, that's the hard part, brothers. That's the hard part. And that may be something as simple as, it could be something as simple as, let me just stop going to this place. I don't need to go to the club every night because it's taking me off course. Let me stop hanging around with this caliber of women because it's taking me off course, right? Like, it's easy to identify those things, brothers. But I like when the book talked about love and the dangers of love, right? Now, I can't talk about this love, man, without referring to my brother's book, A Toast to the Men, book by S.D. Booker, who y'all have seen on the going live with me a few times. Brother's the ambassador of the Power Circle. Y'all need to plug into the Power Circle. In Brother S.D.'s book, in Drink 6, chapter 6, he says, before a man can obey the law of love and practice the principle with anyone, including himself, he must love the universe the way the universe loves him. Now, I pointed that out, brother, for a specific reason, man. But because in the book, what page is that on? Page 154? Page 154, brothers, it talks about love, and it talks about the danger of love, right? And it says this. It says the love for anything or anyone, save only the love for definiteness of purpose, may become dangerous. Love is a state of mind which beclouds reason, saps willpower, and blinds one to facts and truth. Brother, love is a beautiful thing. I'm going to tell you this, but it's also dangerous. Like the book said, anytime you put something over, anytime you put something, you love something more than you love definite purpose, brother, it's a disaster in the making. It's a disaster in the making. And they can be talking about material things. They can be talking about, again, going to certain places. It can even be talking about your wife. But I've made 2 videos over the course of 4 years. I think I made one about 4 years ago, and then I made one maybe a year ago, give or take. And I said a man should never fall in love, right? Never be in love. Well, I'm not sure how I put it. I said a man should never fall in love with his wife or whoever, right? And people were like, "Oh, that don't sound too good." This is what I was talking about. This is what I was talking about. A lot of you brothers can't tap into purpose, but because you jacked the hierarchy up. You put the love over family, over wife, over kids, over the love of purpose. And to be honest, that's why I read Brother SD's work. To put look, when we talk about definite purpose, we're really talking about God. That's you stepping into your Godship. So when Brother SD said, before a man can obey the law of love and practice the principle with anyone, including himself, he must first love the universe the way the universe loves him. You can't find your definite purpose without tapping into that universal love. You know what I'm saying? So it's all one. So once you put something over your purpose, over your definite purpose, brother, you're putting love over the all. It's disrespectful. It's actually blasphemy, brothers. It's blasphemy. It's blasphemy to put anything outside or above the love of your purpose, man. And I'm telling you, that's a hard pill to swallow in this world, because as a man, you have to have a selfish mindset, man, to understand and overcome that. I'm telling you, everybody can't walk in those shoes, man. Everybody can't cut something out of. Every man can't do this. Every man can't roam his path, right? And every time some new opportunity, some new person, some new thing, some new shiny object comes into his life, instantly that man has to say, you know what? How does this line up with where I'm going? Is it adding value to it? Is it taking away? Is it throwing me off course? And most men will fall into that temptation of, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, brothers, we have to be men of definite purpose.
He gives actual quotes that you probably never even heard before. He said that Henry Ford was aware of it. All of them were aware of it. This is the secret inner teachings that Napoleon Hill was not necessarily able to give out. This is one of the things that's missing from the secret. You are actually a broadcast tower that's broadcasting energy into the universe. And you wonder why you get the results you get and the people show up in your life, because it's what you're broadcasting.
The thing, it took me the longest out, when things weren't going my way, I was like, you know what? There's something I'm not doing. And I was trying to figure out what that thing was. I would go to these books and say, you know what am I not doing? What do these people know that I don't know? What do I see people that are succeeding? Like, what do they know that I don't know?